Hi friends, back again. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, writing. So I'm going to start with basic writing and then just kind of build it up and elaborate on that. So to start off, because I love writing so much, I have lots of resources on writing. Writing is one of my favorite things, and I think it's so important to write every day. So anyway, starting with some basic writing. Kids absolutely love these little simple books, especially for those who might struggle with maybe self-confidence, or maybe they just say, I just don't know how to write, or I don't know what to write. Sometimes this is just really simple to break it down. So a beginning, middle, and end, and then I put, so just one piece of paper, you can make it any size. And I put dotted lines here so that they can cut it. And then so basically they draw a picture on the top and write words on the bottom. And so I've seen things simple as one day I saw a dog playing in the park, or one day I saw a dog. And then in the middle he had lots of fun playing in the park, or he was found a friend at the park or something like that. And then at the end, then he went home, or he really enjoyed his day at the park, or something very simple to something really elaborate and filled up the whole page. So it can be as simple or as creative as each child would prefer to bring it to. So some of the next kinds of books that the kids really like are these flip books, I call them. And they absolutely love these books, and especially if you can make it in a different colored paper. But basically you take papers, and you can probably modify this in a few different ways, but I just take papers and fold it so there's flaps showing, and then you can even hole punch the top, put a fancy ribbon, something like that. But basically it's the idea of flipping, and they love that. So this is just one that I read, just a quick one, or I wrote, My Pet Fish. My fish's name is Sam. Hi, I'm Sam. Sam can swim fast. Swim as fast as you can, Sam. Sam is a colorful guppy. He lives in a large fish bowl. There is a plant in the fish bowl too. Sam likes to swim around in the plant. Sometimes Sam plays peekaboo. I can still see you, Sam. Sam is a very silly fish. So if you make one and then show it to them, they'll be even more excited and want to make one on their own. For those that are struggling, you can even start sentences and then allow them to finish. But kids really like those. Here's another simple one I wrote just about caterpillars. So really simple, easy flip books. I've also done workshops on how to make your own book. And kids absolutely love this. I've done this from grade 1 to grade 8, and all ages are really excited about making their own book. I've made themed books with the kids, so the kids have wrote books about winter or Christmas or things like that. So here's the front pages, so a little bit more fancier, but I was for a university project. And so the front pages and the end pages, and I even made some pop-up, so it's a little bit more elaborate, but some older students love to make these in their books as well. And so to make that, to start with, you can use a cereal box cardboard. This is a super hard cardboard. Fabric, if you happen to have, and if not, this is actually wrapping paper with Mac Tack on the outside. And I made this in 2007, so it's 10 years old. So this has lasted, I've kept it in a really nice location for it, but it's lasted over 10 years, so that's pretty awesome. But anyway, you fold the corners in, hot glue it, and then leave a space in the middle. And you can either sew the papers together. So these ones are actually stitched. But you can also staple them too. But I find the kids they like that added touch, and it's more professional if you sew it. And then on the sides, you can either glue a separate paper on the cover to kind of hide that cardboard, or just this front paper. And some students, actually, I think most students once you give them a theme or even just the wrapping paper, they're gone, and they're working, and you can get for students that are struggling or maybe having a little bit more difficulty coming up with ideas. I find for some of them, I don't like to do this right away though, just because then they rely on it too much as opposed to their own written words. It's just give them stickers or papers to cut out, old wrapping paper or something like that, or even pictures printed off the internet, and then they can make their own book on that. But I mean, the possibilities are really endless on this. This is like amazing stuff. So that's for kind of story writing. For some fellows, so Sam was a little bit, he was struggling a bit just when we first started homeschooling, and I think maybe he was comparing himself a little bit to Soleil, who's in grade 4, and so he didn't really want to write, and so I just kind of started writing some things for him, and he just filled in the blanks, and so that's just where he was at. So they're just kind of Mad Libs. I found some really fun ones on education.com, but you can make up your own Mad Libs and just get them to insert verbs or nouns and even just finish the sentence. And then I know that it's so important to write in your journal, and so I had to really encourage him. And so he was really working on, he was really progressing. So this was kind of another Mad Lib, and then he did, so I had to start a sentence starter. So I said, the wind blew so hard that, because he didn't want to write, so he put, and once I give him an idea, he went with it, and he said, the trees blew down. So he did that, and then I'm in a park splashing in a puddle. And because I also love art and drawing, I asked him, okay, so he drew this little fella, and he was in a puddle, and I said, oh, are you at a big park? Are there equipment at the park? Is there a path? And so he went and he wrote the details, and then I said, oh, is it a sunny day? Is it a cloudy day? And so he put both. And then I said, oh, was it a cold day or was it a warm day? And so he put on his clothes, and I said, does your coat have buttons or does it have a zipper? So basically I'm asking him these questions, pulling out for him to get to add some more details, which is really important. And so now on today, he added all this detail on his own, which is pretty cool. So these so we started using these some daily journal prompts from this book, and I believe I got this from the Teacher's Trunk, and it's just a mailbox book, and this book is amazing. I love it. But basically it has a sentence starter for every day. And so in April, so he got to pick either I picked a flower, or the first week of April is library week. Tell about some things you can do at the library. And so he picked the library journal entry, and so he wrote, some things you can do at the library are happy, reading, and fun games. So there's a picture of us at the Rusty McDonald Library. Super cute. And he added all that detail on his own, and he added coloring, which is pretty cool. But basically this journal prompt book is, even Soleil has been starting to use it if she's struggling, but it has two ideas for journal entering every day of the year. So that's pretty awesome.